kind of Saturday. What was your assessment of just overall how y'all played?
Yeah, obviously, I thought we'd done really well up until the sending off. It was unfortunate. I didn't think it was a red card, but it is what it is. Yeah, I thought we'd done really well. We had a really good week leading up to it, and it was just unfortunate with the red card. I thought we were in control for majority of the game, and yeah, that's my thoughts on that.
Obviously, a long season to go. I know you didn't want to start off, the way that one went, but kind of, what's the focus of the team this week moving forward? You're back at home again, all that.
Yeah, it's just review the game, see what we can improve on. Coach talks a lot about having a growth mindset and getting better every single day. And I thought the lads came in after the weekend and definitely have been pushing it this week. So we're really excited to get out there in front of our fans on Saturday.
You being one of the veterans, what's your assessment of the new guys y'all have that you've added this year?
Yeah, obviously we brought in some really high talented players. Really excited to have them in. I thought we had a good season to gel and they've been settling in really well. They've been actually making us better. The competition for spots has been really good. So yeah, each player has been fighting for spots and making each other better.
Do they ever make you feel old?
Yeah, I'm getting up there actually. Yeah.
Looking at Rhode Island, how do you think you'll match up with them this season? Kind of not thinking about last year.
Yeah, it's hard to tell because obviously they didn't play last week, so we don't have an awful lot of footage on them. But from last year's experience, they're a solid team, really good team. Got to the final for a reason last year. Yeah, and we're excited to get out there and go out and play in front of our fans, like I said.
Last season you faced Rhode Island 3 times, 2 draws and 1 loss. What do you think needs to change this time around to get those 3 points against them?
Yeah, just focusing on ourselves. We know how much of a talented group we are, but it's something that we got to take a step forward and work hard for each other. I think we've got a really good chance this year, but taking it week by week, game by game is going to be vital for us. Not looking too far in front, not looking behind, just taking it game by game. And yeah, really excited to get out there.
What's been the mentality going into this game from you and your teammates in the locker room? Like, do you guys see this as sort of a revenge game, or what's kind of going through your heads?
Yeah, a little bit like that from the lads that were here last year. It's like obviously it was tough to take the result last year in the final at home, but yeah, we're going to take that little bit of anger in us and hopefully and give it back to them now this weekend.
What do you think? Do y'all have any strengths this year that you think are actually better than last year's squad, or kind of difference, or is it too soon to tell?
Probably too soon to tell right now. Probably another couple of weeks for us to gel. I think something that maybe that we've improved on last year is probably our physicality. The likes of Cal and Nana and Dougie, really all technical players, but also really physical, fast, strong, and I think they'll help us a lot throughout the year.
Sweet. Cool.
Got one more for you. Back-to-back home games. How important, I guess, will the atmosphere at the stadium and the fans' presence be kind of going up against a team that where those games have been really close to kind of make that difference?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I know at the end of last year, being able to sell out the stadium's been absolutely fantastic, and this year we had a really huge crowd on Saturday against Louisville, and it means the world to us when things aren't going well and we can hear the fans. It really pushes us forward, and it's like the 12th man out there, being able to hear the fans. The crowd is what we do it for, so hopefully we get another packed out crowd this upcoming Saturday.
Just kind of recap takeaways after Saturday. What was your assessment of how y'all played?
Yeah, it was a tough game. Obviously, like we said last week, you got to give credit to Louisville. They played a good game, especially took us 25-30 minutes to get going. And then I thought we were playing really well. We were on top of it. Things totally tilted in our favor. And we just didn't execute at the end. Bad call results in a man down, and a mistake results in the loss. So didn't do enough to win the game. Thought we did enough to maybe get a point, but you got to give Louisville credit. And we just discussed as a team this whole week, it's all about just improving. We're a week into the season. It's all about getting better. We got a really tough Rhode Island team that will push on and try to get all 3 points.
Yeah, what's kind of the main emphasis in practice this week?
Yeah, it's that growth mindset, constantly improving, whether that's in possession, breaking down a team who's organized. If it's out of possession, being a little bit tougher to play against, the transition moments up and down, and making sure we're buttoned up on restarts against the top team there. So it's just about getting better right now and chipping away, getting as many points as possible. And then, when May and June hit, hopefully hitting a peak where we really know who we are and being in a good spot in the table. But it's just one day at a time, 1 week at a time, and focused on taking on Rhode Island.
I know you lost a couple guys, but you return a lot of top scorers, a lot of veterans. What do you think are y'all's biggest strengths this season?
Yeah, we've had good continuity. We have more depth than we've ever had. Obviously, Grinwis and goal retires, and you replace him with Zamudio and Christian, who've done great. Marcanic sold to Europe, and replace him with players like Douglas Martinez and Johnny Klein and Cal Jennings, players that can play as strikers, and then a lot of the core is back. Whether that's in the back line, whether that's in midfield, whether that's up top in the attack. So, for us right now, it's just building on that continuity, finding out who we are a little bit. Obviously, we're testing some depth this week with some guys not available, but that's part of it, and just want to take our best foot forward.
Has anything been brought up about last year with Rhode Island, or is it more just looking forward this year?
No, I mean, look, it's mainly focused on ourselves improving, getting better. Obviously, we played them in the Eastern Final, and they beat us, so it leaves a sour taste in your mouth. But that was back in November. I don't think our players need motivation to be up for this game, and Rhode Island definitely don't need any motivation to be up for this game. So it'll be a physical contest, but they're very good. They're talented. They can play and build it from the back. They can be direct. They can press. They can be organized in midfield. They kind of have a very good balance at everything, especially with their physicality and their ability to play high up the field with high-level players. So it goes back to us just being the best version of ourselves, playing the best football we can, and hopefully playing it higher up the field ourselves and pushing them back.
You talked about kind of what they do. How do you think y'all match up with them this season?
Yeah, I mean, I think between Louisville and Rhode Island, we're playing along with ourselves, two of the three are really talented groups. There's a lot of really good, talented teams in this league, a lot of teams investing in high-level players. But look, I love our group. I love the players. I love the coaching staff, the front office that we have supporting us, and obviously our supporters. So I'll take our group against anybody in this league. It's going to be a tough game for sure, but we want to be able to implement our will against them as much as possible.
Y'all open with back-to-back home games. How big do you want to get a win this time for your home supporters?
Yeah, look, you always want to win. You always want to play your best football. When we're at Patriots Point, we want to put a show on for our supporters. We want to play as well as possible and ultimately take all 3 points. We didn't do that last week, but the points are just a result of how we play, how we train in the performance. We can't really control that, but we can control how hard we work, how together we are, where we want to play the game, what we want to do and manipulate with the ball. So hopefully it's a good evening with a good performance and all 3 points, but I think our supporters will be proud of the effort no matter what we do.
This is Rhode Island's first game of the season, and you guys are coming off a loss. I know you haven't had probably much film to watch on them as is in the USL, but how does that ultimately shift your approach coming into this game?
Yeah, it's tough. There's not much out there in regard to a scout. Similar to us, they return a lot of their players, majority of everybody. They've added some good players as well. So what we don't know about them, we also know from kind of who they are and the high-level abilities they have. But also we've played a game, so they're going to know us, but we'll be used to some speed of the play. Maybe it might take them a few minutes. Maybe they're going to try to overcome that with high-level intensity. But I think once the 7:36 p.m. kicks off and the whistle blows and it's 11v11, these guys are human beings and they're footballers. They're going to go, they're going to spar, they're going to get after it. By that point, we're not coaching much either team. We're not doing a whole heck of a lot to impact the game. Hopefully we just have our guys prepared as possible against a really high-level opponent.
With Arturo unavailable, how does the team adjust tactically to fill that gap?
Yeah, it's a tough one. We've got 3 or 4 injuries that have been massive, as we saw last week, and we've got suspension. So we'll test our depth for sure, but that's what I thought did a really good job in the offseason, from ownership to the executive management to the recruitment, is making sure we got ahead of that in the front end. And the guys are ready to go. We lose a good player, like you said, and with a suspension, but we want to be able to put our stamp on the game with our energy, with our attacking movements, and hopefully push them back and keep the ball high and create chances and score as many as possible.